Everyone wants to be happy. But almost nobody stops to ask one simple question. What is happiness really? Not the kind in movies, not the kind in advertisements, not the kind that looks perfect in photos. The real kind. The kind that stays when life gets hard. The kind that does not disappear when money runs out or people leave or plans fall apart. Most people spend their whole life searching for happiness. They look for it in new things, new places, new relationships. They believe happiness is somewhere out there, waiting to be found. But here is the truth that changes everything. Happiness is not lost somewhere outside you. It was never outside you. It has always been inside. And the only reason you cannot feel it is because nobody taught you how. Today, we are going to talk about that. Not with fake smiles. Not with empty words like, just be positive, or everything will be okay. We are going to talk about the real truth. The hard truth. The kind of truth that feels uncomfortable at first, but sets you free slowly and deeply. This is not just a lesson about happiness. This is also an English lesson. Every sentence here is written simply and clearly, so that even if you are still learning English, you will understand every word. You will not just grow in happiness today. You will grow in English too. So stay with me. Because what you are about to hear may quietly change the way you see your entire life. Secret 1. Happiness is not a destination. It is a direction. Most people treat happiness like a place. They think, when I get that job, I will be happy. When I find the right person, I will be happy. When I lose weight, buy a house, finish my degree, fix my problems, then I will be happy. But here is what happens every time. They reach the goal. They feel happy for a short time. And then the feeling disappears. And the mind says, now I need the next thing. This cycle never ends. Because happiness is not a destination you arrive at. It is a direction you walk in every single day. Think about it like walking toward the sun. You can walk toward the sun for your whole life, but you will never actually reach it. That does not mean the walk is wasted. The walk itself gives you warmth, light, and direction. That is happiness. The moment you stop treating happiness like a finish line, everything changes. You stop postponing your peace. You stop telling yourself that your life will begin after something happens. You start living now. Real happiness is not the moment you succeed. Real happiness is the feeling of growing, trying, learning, and moving, even when the destination is far away. So ask yourself today, am I walking in the right direction? Because if yes, happiness is already with you. Even if the goal is not reached yet, even if life is still hard, even if everything is not perfect, the walk itself is the happiness. Secret 2. Your expectations are stealing your peace. Here is something nobody tells you. Expectations are silent happiness killers. Not enemies, not failures, not bad luck. Expectations. Every time you expect something and it does not happen, you feel pain. Not because life failed you, but because your mind had already written a story about how things should go. And reality did not follow the story. Think about a simple example. You cook food for someone you love. You put in time and effort and care. You expect them to notice, to say thank you, to appreciate it. But they just eat quietly and move on. You feel hurt, not because of what happened, but because of what you expected to happen. This is how expectations work. They create an invisible script in your mind. And when life does not follow the script, suffering begins. Now, this does not mean you should have no standards. Standards are important. Standards are about how you treat yourself and others. Expectations are different. Expectations are about demanding that life and people follow your mental script. When you lower unnecessary expectations, something beautiful happens. Simple moments start feeling like gifts. A warm cup of tea in the morning feels peaceful. A quiet evening feels enough. A small kindness from a stranger feels meaningful. You do not lower expectations because you are weak. You lower them because you are wise. Because you understand that peace is more valuable than being right about how things should go. Start today. Notice one place in your life where an expectation is creating pain. Ask yourself, is this expectation giving me peace or stealing it? The answer will be very clear. Secret 3. The people you choose decide the peace you keep. You can have the strongest mind in the world. But if you are surrounded by the wrong people every day, your happiness will slowly disappear. Not in one big moment. Slowly. Like water leaving a glass with a small hole at the bottom. The people around you are not just company. They are an environment. And just like a plant cannot grow in the wrong soil, you cannot grow in the wrong environment. Some people carry heaviness with them. Every conversation with them leaves you feeling tired. Every interaction takes something from you. They complain constantly. They bring drama. They make you feel small. They doubt your dreams. And because they are familiar, because they are family or old friends, you tell yourself that this is just how it is. But it is not just how it is. It is a choice. Your choice. You do not need to hate these people. You do not need to fight with them. But you do need to protect your energy. You can love someone from a distance. You can wish someone well without letting them sit inside your peace every day. And on the other side, find people who make you feel bigger, not smaller. People who listen when you speak. People who celebrate your small wins. People who are honest with you but kind. People who are also trying to grow. One such person in your life is worth more than 100 people who drain you. Happiness does not grow in isolation, but it also does not grow in toxic company. Choose your environment wisely, because the people you spend time with are quietly shaping the person you become. Secret 4. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. Here is a truth that will change how you experience every difficult moment. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching your thoughts. Most people believe that whatever the mind says is true. The mind says I am a failure, and they believe it completely. The mind says nobody loves me, and it feels like absolute fact. The mind says I will never be happy, and suddenly that feels like a life sentence. But thoughts are not facts. Thoughts are just visitors. They come and go like clouds in the sky. You are not the cloud. You are the sky. The sky does not become the cloud. It does not panic when dark clouds appear. It simply watches. It knows that clouds pass, all of them, even the darkest ones. When you learn to watch your thoughts instead of becoming them, everything shifts. A fearful thought appears. Instead of drowning in it, you notice it. You say, "Interesting. My mind is afraid right now." But I do not have to follow this thought. This small pause between the thought and your reaction, that pause is where your freedom lives. This is not easy. It takes practice. It takes daily awareness. Some days the thoughts will feel too loud and too real. That is okay. You do not need to be perfect at this. You just need to practice returning to the position of the watcher. Every time you catch yourself believing a painful thought without questioning it, gently step back. Ask, is this thought true? Is this thought helpful? Or is this just a visitor that will pass if I do not follow it? With time, your mind becomes calmer. Not because life becomes easier, but because you stop fighting every thought that appears. And that inner calm is one of the purest forms of happiness. Secret 5. Rest is not laziness. It is maintenance. Here is something the modern world has taught you that is completely wrong. That rest is something you earn after you work hard enough. That you must be productive every hour to deserve peace. That if you are resting, you are being lazy. This belief is quietly destroying millions of people. Your mind is not a machine. Your body is not a machine. Machines can run continuously. You cannot. And when you try to, you break down slowly. Not all at once. Slowly. In the form of anxiety, irritability, exhaustion, loss of motivation, and emotional numbness. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. Rest is what makes productivity possible. A rested mind thinks clearly. A rested body moves well. A rested person makes better decisions, speaks more kindly, and feels more alive. Think about your phone. If you never charge it, it dies. You do not feel guilty charging your phone. You do not say, "I should be doing something useful right now instead of charging." You understand that charging is necessary for the phone to work. You are the same. You need to be recharged. Through sleep, through silence, through doing things that feel joyful and light. Through sitting without an agenda, through breathing slowly and letting the mind be quiet. Many people are unhappy not because their life is bad, but because they are simply exhausted. They have been running for so long without stopping that they have forgotten what peace feels like. Give yourself permission to rest, not as a reward, not after everything is done. Now, regularly, daily. When rest becomes part of your life, happiness has space to exist. Because happiness cannot live in a mind that is always running. Secret 6. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. There are people in your life who hurt you. Maybe they said something cruel. Maybe they left when you needed them. Maybe they broke your trust. Maybe they did something you did not deserve. And you are still carrying it, every day, like a heavy bag on your back that you cannot put down. Here is the truth about that bag. The person who hurt you is not carrying it. Only you are. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood ideas in the world. People think forgiveness means saying what happened was okay. It was not okay. It does not need to become okay. Forgiveness does not change the past. It changes your present. When you hold anger and pain inside, it costs you. Every day. It costs you energy, peace, mental space, and happiness. You replay the memory. You feel the hurt again. You imagine what you should have said. And the other person feels nothing. They have moved on. And you are still standing in that painful moment. Forgiveness is the decision to put the bag down. Not for them. For you. So you can walk lighter. So you can breathe easier. So you can stop giving your precious present to a painful past. This does not mean you forget. It does not mean you allow the same person to hurt you again. It means you release the grip that the pain has on your heart. Forgiveness takes time. It is not one decision made once. It is a decision made again and again on the days when the old pain tries to come back. And slowly, with every repetition, the pain loses its weight. Put the bag down, not because they deserve it, because you do. Secret 7. Small moments are where real happiness lives. Ask most people what would make them happy, and they will describe something big. A dream vacation, a perfect relationship, a lot of money, an important achievement. But ask those same people about the happiest moment they remember from the last week, and they will pause. And then they will say something small. The smell of food being cooked at home, a funny moment with a friend, a quiet morning with tea and no noise, a child's laugh, a sunset they caught by accident. Happiness is almost always small. This is not a coincidence. Big moments are rare. Small moments are everywhere. If happiness only lived in big moments, you would be happy maybe 10 times in your whole life. But if happiness lives in small moments, it is available to you every single day. The problem is that the mind rushes past small moments. It is always busy thinking about what is next. It is always planning, worrying, comparing, analyzing. And in all that noise, the small, beautiful moment disappears unnoticed. The practice of noticing is one of the most powerful habits you can build. Slow down for 1 moment every day. Notice something simple. The way sunlight looks on a wall. The sound of rain. The feeling of clean clothes. The taste of your first sip of tea in the morning. These moments are not small. They are everything. They are the texture of a good life. And when you learn to notice them, happiness stops feeling rare and starts feeling constant. You do not need to wait for a big moment. Look around right now. There is something small and good within reach. That is your happiness. You just have to slow down enough to feel it. Secret 8. Helping others is one of the fastest paths to your own happiness. This one surprises many people. When you are unhappy, the last thing you think about is helping someone else. You think, I need to fix my own problems first. I will help others when I am okay. But here is what science and thousands of years of wisdom both say. One of the fastest ways to feel better is to do something for someone else. When you help another person, something shifts inside you. You stop focusing on your own pain for a moment. You see that someone else also has struggles. You feel useful. You feel connected. And usefulness and connection are two of the deepest ingredients of happiness. It does not need to be something big. A kind word to someone who is struggling. Listening to a friend who needs to be heard. Sharing something small with someone who needs it more than you. Holding a door open. Smiling at someone who looks tired. Small acts of giving create a warmth inside you that nothing else creates quite the same way. Because when you give, you are reminded that you have something to give. And that reminder, that you have enough, that you matter, that your presence can make a difference, that is deeply, quietly powerful. Happiness that is only focused on itself gets smaller. Happiness that includes others gets bigger. Secret 9. Silence is medicine for an overloaded mind. Think about the last time you experienced true silence. Not just the absence of music. True quiet. No phone, no notifications, no conversation, no noise from outside. Just stillness. For many people, that moment is very rare. And for some, it feels almost uncomfortable. Because they are so used to noise that silence feels wrong. But your mind needs silence the way your lungs need clean air. Without it, the mind becomes overloaded. Thoughts pile up without being processed. Emotions accumulate without being felt. And slowly, without realizing, the mind becomes a crowded, noisy, exhausted place. Silence is where clarity lives. In silence, you can hear what you actually feel, not what you think you should feel, not what others expect you to feel, what you actually feel. And that honest connection with yourself is where real peace begins. You do not need a long time. Even 5 minutes of real silence every day makes a difference. Sit somewhere quiet. Put your phone away. Close your eyes. Just breathe. Do not try to fix anything. Do not try to think productively. Just be there. At first, your mind will be loud, even in the silence. Thoughts will rush in. That is okay. Do not fight them. Just watch them come and go. Slowly, the noise reduces. And in that space, something quiet and calm begins to appear. That quiet is happiness. Not the exciting kind, the deep kind. The kind that holds you steady when everything else is shaking. Make silence part of your day. Even a small amount, your mind will thank you in ways you will feel, but not be able to fully explain. Secret 10. Accepting what you cannot control is not giving up. It is growing up. There is a kind of pain that comes not from what happens to you, but from refusing to accept what has already happened. You know this feeling. Something goes wrong, and instead of accepting it and moving forward, the mind argues with reality. This should not have happened. This is not fair. This is not how it was supposed to go. And the argument is correct. Life is often not fair. Things often should not happen the way they do. But the argument does not change what happened. Reality does not care about the argument. Only you feel the pain of it. Accepting reality does not mean you are okay with everything. It means you stop wasting energy fighting what cannot be changed. It means you take that energy and use it somewhere useful, like figuring out your next step, like learning something from what happened, like moving forward. There is a simple question that helps in difficult moments. Can I control this? If yes, use your energy to do something about it. If no, use your energy to accept it and move on. Most of the things that steal happiness from people are things they cannot control. What other people think, what happened in the past, whether someone likes them, whether things go according to plan. You cannot control these things, but you can control how you respond to them. You can control your effort, your attitude, your focus, your next action. When you stop trying to control what is beyond your control, something enormous happens. You feel lighter. The constant tension in your chest releases a little, because you stop carrying what was never yours to carry. This is not giving up. This is wisdom. This is the quiet strength of someone who understands the difference between what is theirs to hold and what must be released. That wisdom is peace, and peace is happiness. Secret 11. Growth feels uncomfortable. That does not mean it is wrong. Many people stop growing because growth feels hard. When learning something new, the beginning always feels clumsy. When changing a habit, the first days always feel unnatural. When becoming a better person, you first have to face all the ways you are not yet who you want to be. And that discomfort makes people stop. They think, if this was right for me, it would feel easier. They think, maybe this is not meant for me. And they return to what is familiar, what is comfortable, what is safe. But comfort and growth rarely live in the same place. Think about how a seed grows. It has to push through hard soil to reach the light. That pushing is not a sign that something is wrong. It is the process of becoming. The difficulty is not the obstacle. The difficulty is the path. Every version of yourself that you are proud of was built through moments that felt difficult. Every skill you have now was once unfamiliar. Every strength you carry was once a weakness you worked through. When growth feels hard, that is not a reason to stop. It is a sign that you are working on something real. Easy things do not build strong people. Hard things do. The happiness that comes from growth is different from all other happiness. It is deep. It is earned. It is yours in a way that nothing given to you can ever be. Because you built it, with your own effort, through your own discomfort, into your own strength. So when something feels hard, ask yourself, is this hard because it is wrong for me or because I am growing? Most of the time, the answer is that you are growing. And that is exactly where you need to be. Secret 12. You already have enough to be happy today. This is the last truth, and it may be the most important one. Right now, in this moment, you have enough to be happy. Not someday, not when things improve. Now, you have air in your lungs. You have a mind that can think and learn. You have eyes that can read or ears that can hear. You woke up today. You are here. These things feel ordinary. They feel like the minimum. But there are people in this world for whom these very things are a miracle they are fighting for. The mind is trained to look at what is missing. what is broken, what is not yet finished, and it ignores what is already present. This is the default setting of the mind, and it is not your fault. But it can be changed. You do not need to pretend your problems do not exist. You do not need to force yourself to feel grateful for everything all the time. That would not be real. But once a day, just once, look at what is already here. Not what is missing, what is here. A person who loves you, a skill you have built, a small comfort in your home, a meal that you will eat today. The fact that you are still trying even when it is hard. The fact that you are here, watching this, learning, growing. That is not nothing. That is not small. That is your life. And it is happening right now. Happiness does not require a perfect life. It requires an honest look at the life you already have, and the decision to see the good that is already in it. Happiness is not a secret hidden from you. It is a skill, a practice, a daily decision. It is built in small moments, not waiting in big ones. It grows in a mind that is trained, rested, honest, and kind to itself. It lives in the spaces between thoughts when you are quiet enough to feel it. You do not need to fix your whole life to be happy. You need to start seeing your life differently. One small truth at a time, one small moment at a time, one small choice at a time. And every time you make that choice, happiness grows. Quietly, steadily, deeply, in the only place it was ever going to come from, inside you. If this lesson helped you see something new today, please share it with one person who needs to hear it. And subscribe to this channel, because here we do not just learn English. We learn how to live with a stronger, clearer, and more peaceful mind. I will see you in the next lesson.